Thank you very much for coming to my channel. The channel title is The False Teaching of Catholicism and Protestantism. Today I'm going to be talking about the danger of celebrating Christmas. But before I want to tell you to subscribe, please. So I'm going to be talking about 6 facts about Christmas. We're going to move to the first one. Christmas is idolatry. The verse we're going to read is Jeremiah 10, verses 3 to 5. This is where you're going to get the origin of Christmas. So I want you to read with me because I'm not too good in reading. I'm not good in English. You help me. For the custom of the people of vanity, a tree from the forest is cut down and worked with an axe by the hand of a craftsman. They decorate it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails so that it cannot move. The idols are like scarecrows in a cucumber field, and they cannot speak. They have to be carried, for they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither is it in them to do good. So by this verse, you can see the origin of a Christmas tree. It was an idol from the beginning. It's why we cannot do that today as Christian. Let's move to the fact number 2. Christmas is spiritualism. Okay, we're going to be talking a little bit about Saint Nicholas. Okay, Saint Nicholas was a bishop in Italy in the 4th century. The contraction form of Saint Nicholas in Dutch language is Saint Nicholas. And this is where you get the word Santa Claus. All right? Now, there was a man, his name was Clement Clark Moore. He published a poem in 1923 about the visit of Saint Nicholas. Now, you know, Saint Nicholas, as a bishop, he died. Now, making requests to Santa Claus, like, you know, people used to ask Santa to bring them a gift, to let something happen in their life. That means you communicate with death, which is an abomination in front of God. There are a lot of verses about this, the Deuteronomy chapter 18:10 to 12. Let's say if we can read some. There shall not be found among you anyone who burn his son or his daughter as an offering, anyone who practice divination or tell fortunes or interprets omens or a sorcerer or a charmer or a medium of necromancer or one who inquires of the deaf. This is where I want to come. You cannot inquire the deaf people. But given that St. Nicholas was a bishop, is dead. When you talk to Christmas, because St. Nicholas is the interpretation of Santa Claus. When you talk to Santa, that means you talk to death. God doesn't like that. It's a abomination. And there are plenty of verses you can read. Also, First Chronicles chapter 10, verse 13, he say, death came to Saul because of the sin which he did against the Lord. That's because of the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and because he went for direction to one who had an evil spirit. So you cannot go to consult dead people or people who call the spirit. And there are so many verses you can read. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 19. I'm not going to read it, but you can read it. Let's move up to the next one. Christmas is a mixture of sun face and the Saturn face. You know, Saturn in Roman religion is the god of harvest, and in Greek they call him Kronos. Now, December 25 was the date they celebrate the god of light and the sun. The god of light and the sun, they call it mythra. And there was a religion for this false god, and the religion was Mithraism. Now, because they put Christmas at December 25, it is not true. It's something they just choose. But when you celebrate Christmas on December 25, that put you in communication with Mithra, the sun god. Okay, Saturn was the woman god of the harvest. We just see that they celebrate his feast on mid-December. Now, let's go to the fourth fact. The chosen date of 25 of December as the date of Jesus is fake, is a lie. Now, Jesus was not born on a December 25. So it's a lie. Now, let's see what the word of God say about lie. All right, let's go to John chapter 8, verse 44. You are of your father, the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and has nothing to do with the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Okay, what I want to say here. The December 25 is a fake date. Jesus wasn't born in December 25. everyone who accept Christmas or who celebrate Christmas on December 25, that means you accept the date, and it's a lie. It's a lie, and your father is a devil. Let's read now Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. It says, "But let your word be simply yes or no, and whatever is more than this is of the devil one." Yes, Jesus wants you to say yes, your yes to be yes, your no to be no. If you add something, it's coming from the devil. That means December 25 is not the truth. You accept it like a Christian, you celebrate it. That means your father is the devil. Okay, let's move on to fact number 5. Celebrate Christmas is a disobedience against God. I'm going to show you why. How come you celebrate Christmas and I tell you is a disobedience against God? Let's read. We're going to read and this book here, chapter 4, verse 9 to 11. I'm not going to read all the verse, but let's start. But now that you have come to know God, rather to be known by God, how can you turn back again to the weak and worthless elementary principle of the world, whose slave you want to be one more? You observe days and months and season and years. Be careful. Try to understand. When you observe days, month, and season and years, you not going out of the word of God, because God don't want you to observe days, month, and season. And you can continue to read until verse 11. Verse 11 says, "I am afraid I may have labored over you in vain." All right. Now, if we read 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 and 16, it says, "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Okay, you want to celebrate Christmas? Christmas is of the world. It's not coming from God. All right? If you want to celebrate it, that means you cannot make the Lord happy. You don't do it according to the word of God. And you can keep reading John chapter 15, verse 19. Let's see what he says. "If you were of the world would love you as his own. But because you are not of the world, but I choose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you." You understand? You are not of the world. You Christian out there, you are not of the world. It's why you cannot celebrate Christmas. Christmas is from the world. Now, let's move on to the sixth fact. The worship offered to God and the occasion of Christmas is false, because God rejects the worship mixed with idolatric rites, even if such a worship is supposed to be returned to him. Yes, people make big celebration during the Christmas day, but they say they do it for God, but God don't receive it, because God opposes the gods of the nation and their modes of worship. Yes, you worship, you want to say you worship God, but it's not according to the Bible. Let's read Exodus chapter 12 and verse 12. For on that night I will go through the land of Egypt, sending death on every first male child of man and of beast, and judging all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord. Yes, God hates the gods of the nation. But when you celebrate Christmas on December 25, you celebrate also the sun, the god of the sun, we call mythra, and you celebrate also Saturn, the false god of the harvest. So I want you to read more. You know better than I do. I'm trying to read, but I don't do it properly, but you can understand. So I want you to subscribe. I'm going to keep working to bring you things people do, Catholicism and Protestantism they do. They are not supposed to do it according to the word of God. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.